Duke's Mike Savarino, grandson of Coach Mike Krzyzewski, and star freshman Paolo Banchero face DWI-related charges. According to court records obtained by the Raleigh News and Observer, Michael Savarino was arrested on DWI charges early Sunday morning. Banchero also charged with aiding and abetting DWI. Savarino was driving a vehicle registered to Banchero, who was a passenger in the back seat. Citations obtained by the News and Observer show Savarino was pulled over after a stop sign violation, and an ensuing breathalyzer test showed blood alcohol content of 0.08, the legal limit in North Carolina. Savarino did not play in Tuesday's win against Gardner-Webb, but Banchero was on the court for 26 minutes for the 7th-ranked Blue Devils. Here's Coach K explaining why Banchero played.
It's two different situations. I mean, two entirely different situations. Headlines might make it look like it's the same. It's not. So I think the decisions we made are in conjunction with our authorities, my superiors, and we're taking action. We took action, and we will continue to take action. Yeah.
So this is exactly what I tweeted yesterday as soon as the news came out. When I saw Paolo Banchero's name everywhere, I said, well, hold on a second. I understand that he is a top player, but he was sitting in the back seat, right? He is not the story here. He was released actually at the incident. The story was Michael Savarino, which, look, he'll probably be suspended indefinitely. I don't think there'll be any repercussions for Paolo. From somebody who made a mistake that people still love to try to throw in my face to this day. These things do happen when people are young. They happen every single day. It does not excuse the action. But I once again, I think the bigger story here is these are the challenges that Coach K is going to face in his last year of coaching. And how he ultimately handles these things will determine whether this team, who has a legit chance to win a national championship. I do believe this, and I've been very objective on my coverage when it comes to Duke basketball over my tenure at ESPN. I would tell you if I don't think they have it in them. This team has a national championship type of DNA in them. So I think these are the kind of hiccups that happen throughout the course of a season, and how Coach K manages these things will determine the altitude of this team.
What's the right way to manage this? What's the right way to handle this? What should they do?
And they keep it internal. I think Michael Savarino should be suspended. That time allotment will be up to Coach K. But ultimately, I think you handle it with Paolo the way they handled it. He played last night. It was a mistake. I'm sure he'll be reprimanded internally. I've been through a couple of these situations with teammates.
What does that mean? Like, give me an example if you've been through it.
Playing on the blue team, the non-starter team, doing a set of sprints, a lot of sprints, a lot of things internally where they'll reprimand you, things of that sort of nature. But I think more so than anything, the public shame that comes from this for Paolo, I think Coach K will use that as a learning opportunity for him to continue to grow as a player.
Now, people need to know also that this is a player. This guy could go #1 in the draft, right? He's considered a top pick in next year's draft if he does leave Duke after 1 year.
Yes. The bigger thing that people will pay attention to, because he is the grandson of Coach K, is how Coach K will choose to reprimand Michael Savarino.
Yes. Right, like what happens there, but also the choice of the kid. I mean, this is your grandfather's, last hurrah. This is his, farewell tour, and how you conduct yourself is certainly something that is, they'll say he's a young kid. There's still something about your character here that is going to be questioned, and I wonder how he should handle this. Instead of take the punishment, there's a lot of things that he needs to do here as well. This is not the way you start out a season, obviously, but for Coach K, something else that he's got to handle.
He and I talk about this. Call an Uber, man. Call an Uber.
So many times, right?
It's that simple.
So many times you try to teach that, and not every time these kids get it. But we'll see where it goes from here. So far, though, Banchero did play